Special episode today. We're at the Remedy. We love Burgess's other baby.
One of my babies.
I believe
true.
We would all three say it's our favorite coffee
It
shop.
is. We love it.
Thanks. And as we sit here talking about that in the evening with the sun setting, it makes me want a cocktail to go along with that.
There you go.
That concept. Now, as you
might
turn
need
around, so you guys can't see this, but Tim is turning around looking. Is there a beverage?
Is one waiting for me?
I'm anxious to try Morgan's experiment that she's been working on for, 2 weeks?
Yes. Yeah. The Remedy Old Fashioned. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I've partaken of too many of the experimental Frankensteins along the way, and they have been delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's working on some pumpkin stuff because I'm doing an article featuring it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She's
That
been telling me
actually is
about all of
delicious.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Suzy, we've been doing this now for, like Burgess said, for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And we've met a lot of people
Yeah,
along the way.
a lot of cool people.
Some incredible people.
As tuned in and connected, I believe all three of us are. We still walk away. I think we said it on the joint with
Brooke.
that we're still meeting people we didn't know before, and I think that's just awesome. And it's also bringing those people to our listeners who I'm sure a lot of them didn't know many of these people that we've brought in, and that's my favorite thing about podcasting in general is being able to help somebody get their message out, whether it's through my vehicle or through Suzy's vehicle. Any of my other clients is just to have people have a place to have their voice heard.
Yeah, and I love how everyone has said that. Even the ones that were nervous were like, "Oh, I felt comfortable once I got into it and started talking." And
Really has been fun since day one. Yeah, it really has been. I think what's been impressed upon me with the really surprising and cool part, I don't know, maybe it's not surprising, but I think it is I grew up in this town. And I spent a lot of years in Los Angeles, but I feel like I had a really good finger on the heartbeat, of Winston. And this podcast has been so enlightening to me that there are so many people and concepts and ideas and things to do that I didn't know existed.
I know.
And it's just been so cool and fun to listen to people's stories and to get to know the place even better than I thought I did.
And get to participate in those conversations, to ask the questions or give your own recanting of something that they might mention. You're like, oh, I remember when I went over there.
Yeah, this podcast has been way too nostalgic for me. It sure has been.
That's a good thing. But the range of listeners is surprising to me because I know some young people that are like teenagers that listen. I'm like, wow, that's really impressive that they want to tune in and hear these stories.
Absolutely. And I think the thing about that is podcasts. Really, the most podcast listeners are of a younger variety because some of older than us, not us, but older than us.
I was going to say, what are you saying?
No.
What is it you're trying to say here?
They still haven't completely grasped the idea of what a podcast is. Some of them have, and some of them are avid listeners through more than just our podcast, but podcasts are geared towards a younger audience who don't want the same spoon-fed music stuff that, our parents and we and some of our kids have gotten. And this way they have more control over what they listen to and what's being said. And we're living in an age now where people have more at their fingertips than we ever did at that age, right? All three of us. It was... we had to wait till something come out. We didn't get to binge watch or binge listen to something.
That's what I think about.
Dial-up.
I'm talking before
how about
the
just
internet.
waiting a week for an episode to
come
drop?
out, that too,
Yes, the anticipation of things. Yeah, now it's true. Everything being so instant. There's you guys seen or heard the Jim Gaffigan joke where he's talking about when just the concept of fast food and it's you get so spoiled by fast food that you sit in a restaurant and you're like, I'll have the hamburger. Where is it? It's immediate.
Yeah.
So there is a kind of a thing about that, but I love that about this medium, that if you like something, you can dial it up. You can dial it up again and again. You can send it to somebody that can watch it immediately. And for somebody like me who doesn't just appreciate the content but the information too, the idea that I learned something new in that. It's not just entertainment, and I can send that to a whole bunch of people and they get instant connection to it. It's not something that was in the passing. I love that aspect of it. So yeah, it's really cool.
It is awesome.
So what do you guys want to see happen? Who do you want to have on? Who should we bring on?
I don't have a bucket list that I know of Winston-Salemites, or Camel citizens as I call them.
Oh, that's good. Camel citizens. I haven't heard that one yet. I like that.
You own Camel City Radio. The people who listen are Camel citizens.
Oh, there you go.
That's a fun one. I like
that's
that.
fun, yeah.
Clever.
So I don't really have a bucket list, but I like the fact, though, Suzy, that we're not having to go seek out guests now. Guests are.
I get a lot of messages and
hitting,
emails.
Either me through channels or her about, hey, how can I be on that podcast? And I think that's. I'm not for always tooting my own horn, but if we don't, then who will?
However, you're getting ready to?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to. I think that's a testament to the quality of this podcast, is people want to be on it because they see, I learned about XYZ company last week, and I would love for those listeners and the engagement that I see on social media to affect my, QRS company to do the same. And podcasting, I think, is a great marketing tool, not only for podcasters, but the guests of podcasts.
Yeah.
Because, again, your reach is 10 to 20,000 times more likely with this medium than just a Facebook ad, because Facebook ads, they not only, but most of them, if you're just putting stuff on there, that's just feeding your own circle, right? You're not moving out from that. And this allows people to really say, hey, did you hear this? Did you see this? Or I want to subscribe to that. And then it shows up in other places because one person subscribed. It shows up on a couple other things that I didn't even put them on, right? I can put them on the Amazons and the Spotifys and the Apples, but someone who's a podcast addict listener or Podbean or whatever, they've added it to their stuff, so we are spread even farther. So I just think it's a great way of doing it.
I'll tell you what I think would be cool. I mean, just growing up here and knowing how much history. I mean, this is such a chock full of history town, and I think that is something that gets missed by a lot of people who move here. At one point, Winston was the largest city south of D.C. for quite a number of years, and there's so many big companies that were born here. There's just there's a lot of history, and so I think what would be interesting would be to have maybe once a month or whenever it made sense, would be to have a day that was dedicated to Winston-Salem stories. So people who had a story, whether that was just some fun little thing that happened in their neighborhood that made sense to share that had to do with Greater Winston, or something that's historical and went way back that they wanted to preserve, so to speak. Because I think about some stuff that was passed on from my grandmother or my mom. It's a story that, it goes when they go kind of stuff. It would be really fun to be able to say,
cool.
That's so cool. A Winston-Salem Stories Day, when we have 2 or 3 people that come in and they got some really cool story that relates back. And again, it could be a week ago or it could have been 50 years ago. It's just good to hear from somebody's mouth and their experience with it, as opposed to maybe just something straight out of a book or a magazine. So I don't know. Because of my love of this town, I think that would be
that'd be cool.
Well, I think
a treasure.
That could be its own podcast.
Well, it could be.
Yeah,
it could be.
This Winston life or whatever, or a subset, what we call a sidecast of
a sidecast
of Twin City Talk. Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I made it up.
All right, Suzy, you going to run that one too? I'm going to have all these sidecasts.
I'll add it to the list.
Which, by the way, I need to add thank you. I need to add a big thank you to you for
Thank you guys.
doing this
Yeah.
thing, for being the incarnation of this that would not exist without
Well,
it
thank
being
you
your
guys
brainchild.
for
So yeah,
being
yeah.
part of it.
Oh yeah, it is one of my. I do a lot of podcasts, and this is one of my crown jewels. I always, whenever say, well, what other podcasts do you do? Of course, I mention Forsyth Magazines and Twin City Talk and a couple of other ones, but this one is always mentioned because it has taken off.
It has,
And
yeah.
it is a testament to your reach and how you get it, because you are my marketing guru, my vice president of marketing, and I know my stuff has taken off, and I've seen what this podcast does, and thank you for putting this together, wanting to do it, and we sat and had a discussion on what it was going to look like. And you said, I think Burgess is on board, and I had never met Burgess before this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I did not know him.
You're here all the time. I figured you would.
Yeah, and then this happened, and I got two good friends, I think, out of it, and something I enjoy doing. And again, I like bragging on the people who under my podcast network do well. I like to make sure people know that they're there and how good a job they're doing, and you are doing a fantastic
Well, thank
job.
you. I wouldn't be here without either of you, though. You guys are a big part of it. So
It's been a ball so far.
it's been fun.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be the 10-year anniversary, and we're going to be going, you remember when we had
Oh,
the
God.
1-year anniversary?
That'd be crazy.
For Tim, it'll be, you remember when?
Somehow I doubt that.
I don't think so.
Okay, now I'm old, but I still have this voice.
Oh my gosh.
What about you? What do you want to say in reflecting on this year?
Not that I doubted myself or either of you, but I was surprised how fast it took off and how we won that award. And I don't know, just still kind of in shock, I guess, about it.
And you, what are you looking forward to in this next year as far as people or ideas and things you want to bring to fruition?
I definitely have a list of people that I want to get on. And I guess I could say this since this will launch then, but we're going to turn it into a book. So that will be really cool because I'm a writer, you guys know. And so I'm looking forward to taking people's stories to the next level that have been on. So that'll be fun.
Exciting.
Even if we have to change some names to protect the guilty.
I don't think anyone shared anything too bad.
Yeah, they wouldn't be on there if they weren't telling what they wanted known. It's not any different reading it in print than listening to it in audio.
And I'm definitely including the steak on the floor story. That one still sticks with me from
Steak
Adam.
on the floor, yeah, that's got to be there. The steak put on the floor.
Yeah.
Not just the
not
steak
just
in it
dropped,
up there.
steak
but
purposely put.
intentionally placed
Yeah.
on the floor.
How about you, Burgess? What are you looking forward to in the next year?
Apparently
or
the
2
next 10 years.
In the next 10 years? Well, how much time do you have? The next year, I really feel like this first year was so well done. And to your point, Tim, about making friends and building this connection, I got to say, I felt like there was, right from the jump, there was a chemistry and a connection. And as somebody who's been an actor for 30 years, you kind of know right out of the chute whether or not there's something special that's connecting and firing, and that people are on the same page. And that's not just with their personalities, but that they're wanting to see the same thing as the end result. And I've seen a lot of projects go swimmingly that way, and others that took a hard left because not everybody was on the same page. So what I love about this is how it started out that way, and it's clearly headed in that direction and picking up speed. So I think that in the next year, what'll be a lot of fun is not just keeping the momentum going, but maybe starting to explore more of what we've already begun and dig into things. I don't know, maybe we go on location some places. This is a ton of fun doing it like this.
Yeah.
So setting it up and bringing it to somebody
apparently
else's.
having sidecast.
Well, it could be sidecast or it could be exactly what we're doing with the podcast, but you do some on location.
Yeah.
You bring a camera and we actually get into somebody's world a little
Yeah.
bit. So while we're hearing them talking about it, we're watching them do it a little bit. And that would be fun. I don't know, maybe we shoot some of it and we put it in the middle of the podcast, just cut it through, or maybe we're actually on location doing it. I don't know, but that would be a lot of fun to goof around with and see people's worlds firsthand.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to be somewhere and then have people come to us, like share lots of little stories from people that come in. That could be cool.
Yeah. I really do like the idea of Winston-Salem stories being a part of it, where people you can hear their, I don't know, their hardships or their triumphs or whatever it might be, but there's plenty of them. So, in history.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, what you got now?
More guests, more sidecast, a book.
Yeah. I just look forward to building on what we've established and making. We spent a year honing what this podcast should be, and now we're going to spend the future perfecting what this podcast
definitely
Yeah.
I mean, I
well,
think
we definitely need to do more here at the Remedy because this is a lot of fun. I gotta say, I kind of like having the vibe of
the
this.
ambiance,
It's a lot of fun like this. Yeah,
absolutely. It's
nice little change of pace.
You probably should have grabbed a cocktail first, but oh well. Live and learn.
It's never too late.
You do have a pause button, so that can
I do. Yes.
Oh, there is. Yeah.
Yeah, I can pause, or I'll just stop it and start it back over.
Yeah.
It doesn't erase it, so.
Well,
Again, Burgess and Suzy, on behalf of me anyway, thank you for a fantastic year of friendship and learning about others' stories and what's going on. It's just been awesome.
it has been. Thank you, guys.
Here's to the next year.
Next year.
TwinCityTalk.com, at Twin City Talk on social media.
The views and opinions portrayed by guests on this podcast are not necessarily those of the distributors and hosting companies. And if you love this podcast, that's great, but don't think about stealing it. Reach out to us and talk about the content because it is copyrighted.